In this video, let's see how to create these axonometric diagrams that can be used to explain your design much better. This looks good in your presentation sheet, portfolio, or just online. We will be using Sketchup and D5 to create these, but you can use any 3D modeling software of your choice for the base model. I started with modeling in Sketchup. I am doing this model for the sole purpose of this video, but you guys can use any model from your design projects and change them into this. If you guys want, you can find the base models that I am using here using the link in the description. You can download them to follow along with the video. If you are using any of your already existing models to create this axle, make sure to cut the terrain so that it only covers a specific region and we get to see the sides of it. Apply a different material for the sides. This way of showcasing design can be used for such a large space and even a smaller urban pocket like this one. Once the model is done, save the SketchUp file and close it. Let's open a new file in D5 and import the SketchUp file. Place the SketchUp file in the canvas and hide the terrain. Let's start by applying materials to the scene. I'm using realistic materials which are available inside D5's asset library. When applying wood texture, remember that it always runs along the longer direction, or else your renders might look like this. After applying the materials, let's see how to create the landscape. The first step is placing the bigger trees, then slowly moving down in size. This way you can work on the composition of the landscape. Place these bigger trees and plants manually so you get full control over them. After that, let's move to shrubs. Always work in layers. For placing the shrubs, you can use the brush feature inside D5. Click on this icon and select the plants you want to brush. Select a variety of plants so that they look organic. You can select up to 6 assets at a time. Then you can select the radius of the brush, density, size of plants over here. This is the erase tool. Once you find the correct size and density, start brushing them wherever you want. You can also reduce the size of the brush to paint in some tighter areas or to be more precise. If you can select another set of plants and brush them in some other parts to create a more natural look. Using the ready-made scatter preset, I gave a grassland effect to the whole terrain. Now we get the realistic feel of a self-grown land rather than a hand-placed one. Let's place some 3D characters to match the scene. You can pick based on the scene and the function of those characters. I always create a rough scene and start fine-tuning it. I increase the field of view to get that parallel projection effect. You can turn on these grids by going to display and clicking on this icon to help you better frame the scene. Don't worry if you don't see the grass, it will be rendered. It's just D5's optimized preview. You can select the sun angle that you like and go to Effects tab and play with these values to get a bright image. Highlight local exposure will affect the brightness of the highlighted portion of the image inversely, and shadow local exposure will affect the brightness of the shadows directly. I made sure the exposure is right to make the background as solid white and also increase the saturation a bit. I applied a concrete texture to the sides to give it an earth-like feel, but I still felt like something was missing. So I made some changes in the model and added a small water body to the landscape and re-imported the SketchUp file using this icon. Since we made some changes in the model, D5 itself will recognize that and ask us to regenerate the scatter. Just click on regenerate and it will be done automatically. I placed some rocks along the edges of the water and few on the terrain to give a more natural edge near the water surface. Then I also brushed in some grass in the crevices to get a more natural transition. I tried different materials for the water and its section, but finally went ahead with water material with a blue tint and a depth of 0.7 for the top surface and the same concrete finish for the sides. Then you can render them in any resolution that you want and bring it inside Photoshop and start adding all these infographics that you need. These are the final results. I also made a video earlier on how to create axonometric diagrams for urban design. Take a look at that here in this video. See you all in the next one.